Hello, Sim friends, and I have an original build, and this is of a family home. And I kind of took inspiration from The Sims 4. There was a build on The Sims 4, and so I took inspiration from that. And I always use pine, so in this build, I wanted to use the walnut color items. And so here's the basement. I have a weather machine. And here's the entryway. You have some stairs and then some plants and then that walnut table. And that was unlocked at level 64, I want to say. And then here is the living room. And those couches, I put those there because they kind of have walnut, like, in the cushions. And so and so I wanted to put those in here because those are the only ones I really liked. And then here is the rustic fireplace, and then a bookshelf, and then the TV was also unlocked at a higher level. And then again with the sofa and chairs, and then of course the bay windows. The windows, I think I got those in an online pack. Um, the walnut windows. And then of course I put in the walnut door. It's the dual door. And then here is the backyard. I just have some rocking chairs and a table, and then an area for grilling, and of course a hot tub. It would not be Sims if you did not have a hot tub with the house. And so I forget where that hot tub is from though. And then here is the dining room and kitchen. Those countertops, I believe, were the countertops. I think it was called that. And then the stools are the Ash Heritage stools. And then I put in pantry items. And then and then the dining table and chairs is from the lake house event. It's called the Ash Heritage. And then here is the upstairs hallway. I have that shelf. It's a little bit busy, but that's okay. And then, of course, I have the walnut side table there. And then that painting. I use that painting in like all of my homes. I love it. And then here is the bathroom. And I use the countertops as in the kitchen. And then that shower is the Hacienda shower, I believe. And then here is the first bedroom. I put in the ranch bed. I think it's a walnut ranch bed. And then I have a computer and a bookshelf, and then the closet items. Then here is the other bedroom. I put in this walnut boho bed, I think it's called. And then the countertops are the mid-century modern walnut. And then I put in that shelf, and those are the brown kids closets. And then I put in a computer. And then here is the other bedroom. It's all pink, and those are the pink kids closet shelves. And then of course the countertops, because I love doing that. As nightstands. And then here is the last bedroom. I forget where this bed is from. And then again with the closets. And I'm pretending they're out all closets. And then I have a computer and a bookshelf, and then a painting and a plant. And that is the home. It's a small home, but I really like it. And then here is the layout of where I placed everything. You can see, see the floor plans, and then I also did include a grid. And then here is the living room. You can kind of see the placement of everything. And then here is the upstairs. It took me a while with this build because I wasn't sure, the furniture. I was very picky about the items I chose, and I'm usually not, but I was with this build. So here is the grid. So you can kind of pause it and see if you would like to build this home. It was a very simple build. Very, very, very easy build. And I really like how it turned out. I love the kitchen. And then the bay windows, I forget where the bay windows are from, so I do apologize. I didn't point those out, but as you can see they were there. And then this is like the only L-shaped room in the house. I'm really glad that we can do L-shaped rooms now. It's it's very nice. And this, I don't know, I was having issues with this. Like, it wanted to change the rooms, and that's not what I was trying to do. So, and the doorways I've had for quite a while. So I hope you enjoyed.